Hi everybody. Today I'm trying out Andy Anderson's new wheels, the Nano Cubic wheels. These are pretty cool because they're kind of a wheel that for me, I feel like it'll be a do everything kind of wheel. They've got a really interesting shape too. You can see there that the wheel sticks out over the nut of the truck at the end of the axle. So the end of the axle is not the thing that hits the ground if the board is sideways. It's the actual outside of the wheel itself. So here I'm just warming up and testing out the feel of some things, doing some manuals and some endovers just to kind of get an idea. What do they feel like? Do they feel soft? Do they feel hard? And they feel like I wanted them to and like I expected them to. These are 97 on the durometer, so they're a little bit soft. 101A is really hard, a good wheel for sliding and skate park type riding. And the Dragon Formula wheels are 93A. They're a little bit soft, but they can still slide, but that softness is a nice feel. I've really been enjoying my Dragon wheels, and I feel like the softness of the wheels is why lately I've been able to do some things that I've never done before, like do some two stairs and some drops and things like that. Normally I'm worried about my knees and ankles, but I feel like those Dragon wheels have been reducing the impact and making it so that a 45-year-old can keep trying stuff and keep skating without ruining joints and things like that. And so according to the numbers, these new wheels are just that little bit harder. And when I started skating them, it was basically exactly the way I thought it might be. That was a really nice front shove for me, by the way, right there. The wheels do feel a little bit harder than the regular Dragon wheels, but they're still soft enough that they give some nice grip and good feel on the ground. And here I'm just going through some kick flips, which is good because I was a little bit like, I was kind of asking in my head, is that slightly wider wheel, that weird profile of the wheel, going to affect flip tricks because the wheel sticks out farther? Well, I don't think it has because I got a lot of kick flips. This one was actually really nice, caught it in the air just a little bit. And in case you're wondering, I didn't get any heel flips this day. I don't know that. I think it was just me. It was something wrong with me. I could get the board to flip, but I couldn't keep it under me for whatever reason. I was just being weird. But I got a bunch of kick flips, so I don't think it was the wheels. It was just me being weird. And so what I'm doing here is something to kind of test out the wheels, but also to work on a skill that I need to develop. I'm trying to do a backside 180, but I'm trying to do it only 90 degrees and then slide the other 90. I started from stationary, got the feel a little bit, and then tried it rolling so I could actually travel the correct direction. And I'm doing these not only just to get myself better on the board and used to that sliding sensation, that pivoting sensation, but also it's a skill that I think I need if I'm ever going to land a backside flip. So yeah, landing 90 degrees and then trying to just pivot those back wheels around. I still have a problem. When you watch these slow-mos, you can tell that I land and then my brain goes, oh, okay, I have to pivot, and then I pivot. I don't land and pivot smoothly at the same time like you see people do. But hey, we're getting there. It's progress. So then I wanted to try out the profile of the wheels. The reason they stick out the way they do is because Andy wanted to be able to have a wheel that would support you if you're doing freestyle stuff, especially rail stands. Now,
That was the first time I've ever tried
that right there was the very first time I've ever tried to kick my board up into a rail stand on purpose. Now, after a bunch of other ones where I missed and didn't get it, I started to adjust and get into rail stands, and it was really surprising how stable it was because of this wheel. I've, landed primo, kind of tried a rail stand here or there, and it's so wobbly and rickety, but on these wheels, it is a completely new experience. So something I can say about these wheels, if you want a wheel that'll kind of do it all, and if you do a little freestyle here and there, and you're into rail stands, you have to check these wheels out, absolutely. Like I said, this is all in one session. I'm up on the rail, walking the board around. I got that shove it out, and I even did a body varial 180 up on a rail stand. I should just fall right on my butt from that, but those wheels make it so stable, it wasn't hard to do. All right, the next day I took it to the skate park. I started out with manuals like I often do. They felt really good, really stable. In the skate park, the wheels again felt a little bit like the Dragon wheels, a little bit soft, but they are just like that touch harder and they slide just a little bit more. Still messing around on the mani pad. Got a couple good nose manuals. That one finally had a nollie front shove out, one of my favorite trick combinations that I like to do. And then this was really fun. I've never gotten that combination of things before. A half cab up and a kick flip down. That was really fun to get. Then we're gonna go to the hip, and I thought the hip was a good place to try these wheels out. Half cabs felt really, really good. They were staying under me, they felt really stable. And I don't have any footage of it, but a few days before, I took my other board with the 101A wheels. I think they're Bones wheels, and I was trying half cabs, and it didn't feel right. Those hard wheels, I don't think I like hard wheels anymore. So on this day, when I took this board there to do stuff on the hip, it was feeling much, much better. This little series right here was a fun little line that I ended up doing. That 50-50 on the ledge, and then a half cab, and then I came back up, and I don't know why, I just did a nose manual, and I got the shove out. So that was a fun line. I really liked that. Getting backside 50 on this ledge took a long time for some reason, but I think it's because of the angles. That ledge is weird, and I always think the rail is in the way. And now I'm going back to the hip for a whole bunch of backside 180s. And I think this is a great way to test the wheels out and see how they slide. I had a couple really good 180s, and they were getting really comfortable, and sometimes they would slide a little bit. I would get that little skirt sound. The other thing was I was starting to really lock on to this trick. I had it down. Like, I got the backside 180 probably 75% of the time, probably getting it 3 out of 4 tries. And that felt really good, and I was wondering, is it just me? Am I getting better, or is it the wheels? And I kind of suspect it might be a little bit of both. And as I come back here, I'm going to come off of a quarter pipe that's off screen and come back at it regular. I was trying to do a nollie shove over the hip. Finally got one. For some reason it took more tries than I wanted to, but it felt good to get that, go in that direction. So if you're interested in those Nano cubic wheels, I highly advise you to check them out. I think they're worth a try. And as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.